This is the second recording for factoring, and this is where we actually do the factoring. We don't create the quadratic equations. We have something that's in quadratic equation form, and then we factor it. So remember, a quadratic equation has the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, right? And then since it's an equation, we make it equal to 0. And what we're solving for are those values of x that will make this whole piece over here equal to this side, which is 0. Now, there are a couple ways to do it. Pardon me. There is the first method that you get to see in your homework tonight of being able to pull a common factor from a binomial. You know, they have a binomial and you get to pull out something that they have in common. So I'm going to show you a version of that, and that's really, really quite simple. We have, the first problem is 6x squared minus 2x equals 0. And well, I think we did this in class, but I'm going to go ahead and go over it again. This is super simple. We look to see if they have anything in common. Do the 6 and the 2 have any factors in common? And remember, factors are those numbers that you multiply together to get a certain value, all right, to get a certain product. So factors of 6 are 6, 1, 3, and 2. Well, yes, there is a 2 over here. So we would divide this binomial by at least 2, right? And then we see that they have an x squared and an x. So they at least have one x in common. So we'll put that over here and we'll divide x squared. We'll divide first the 6 by 2 and we'll get 3. And we'll divide x squared by x and we'll get 1x left. Right? And then we'll divide 2x by 2x. Well, if you divide something by itself, 2x over 2x just leaves me with 1, right? And then the next step would be, so that first step was find that common factor. Second step would be divide out that factor. And now you have two different, you have a monomial and a binomial that are being multiplied together to get 0. So let's go ahead and set both of these equal to 0. So 2x equals 0. Well, even if you divided both sides by 2, you'd still, get 0 over 2. So you know that x has to be 0. It's the only thing you can multiply 2 by to get 0. Well, let's talk about this other one. This is the other piece, right? This is the other part that we had to do something for. What if we set this equal to 0? 3x minus 1 equals 0. First step is add 1 to both sides. That goes away. We have 3x equals 1. And then, because that's what we do, we divide by 3. So, let's get back there. X is equal to 1/3. And that's it, so we have one answer here and one answer there. And so what this tells us is that our parabola for this 6x squared minus 2x equals 0. This parabola that could be created is going to cross the x-axis at 0 and 1/3. So they're really, really, really close together. And if you think about it, we talked about how narrow a parabola would be if it's upped by a factor of 6. So this makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So there's that method. There's that idea. If you'd like, I can do another one. guess I don't want you to feel like I haven't done enough work here for you, so I'll do another one real fast. Let me get rid of that and get out of there. So let's do one that's not quite as intuitive. Okay. Let's do number 4. Number 4 says this. Number 4 is 6. Oh, sorry. I forgot. Got to get rid of that. 6x squared equals 7x. Okay, well, we can't do anything with this yet until we get this in this form right here. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides, and I'm going to end up with 6x squared minus 7x equals 0, right? And this is actually easier than you think. 6 and 7 don't have any factors in common, so we're just going to leave the 6 and the 7 alone. But x and x squared have an x in common, so we're just going to divide out an x. And what we're going to be left with is 6x minus 7. Okay, well, that's pretty simple. Set both things equal to 0, x equals 0, and 6x minus 7 equals 0. All right, now we're going to add that 7 back over there. Let me show the work with a different color, I guess. Plus 7, that goes away. That makes 7. And so we have 6x equals 7. The next thing we're going to do, obviously, and I'm going to just change colors to make the work show up as something different. There we go. And divide by 6. And really and truly, we have an answer. Let's go back to this guy and we say x equals 7 over 6. And that's it, so the parabola would cross right there at the origin, and it would cross at 1 1/6 or 7/6 on the x-axis. And that's really how you do it. Other than that, I have one more video that I'm going to record to show you how to factor a trinomial. The true quadratic that has a constant that you can't pull out a common factor. That'll be my next video. So thanks for watching and good luck.